Starfield's been causing quite a lot of controversy, as some people think it just wasn't ready to release, while others think it'll easily be titled Game of the Year for 2023, but it looks like NexusMod might have gone full activism mode because it seems like they're not allowing mods on their site that removes pronouns from the game. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So I wanted to start off with this Niche Gamer article that says NexusMods reportedly banning Starfield mods that remove pronouns. Now, a lot here is rumor, so take it all with a hefty grain of salt, but there is one specific thread that is going around that really makes me believe this, which is where Niche Gamer found an admin in a thread who said our policies site-wide are focused on diversity, inclusivity, and then they locked the thread on the pronouns discussion in Starfield. So it says, the pronouns in Starfield are so much of a not a big deal that NexusMods is now allegedly banning any mods that remove them from the game. Twitter users were drawing attention to some threads in the Starfield Steam forums revealing that NexusMods supposedly announced they will ban any mods that remove the pronoun feature. Now, it is again important to point out that there is not one specific mega thread where they say, hey guys, listen, we are no longer allowing this mod or this type of mod on our platform. There is not a thread that says that, but there is a lot of evidence that now points to them potentially banning mods like this. I know the Archcast had made a thread saying, and here is the true problem with the pronouns in Starfield. I don't care if you can be a he, she, they, them, or your majesty, but I do care about the fact that it is a political tool used to enforce obedience. If you disobey, you get whacked. And there is this kind of thread on the Steam forums that's going around saying they have made an official announcement that they will stand against transphobia, bigotry, and their platform has no room for hate. Any mods that promote this will be removed. We are winning. Starfield is groundbreaking in so many ways, socially, culturally, and economically. Now, there is a situation that is linked here that, has to do with a thread. It says a feedback thread on the NexusMods website also had a staff member claiming that the banning of mods that remove pronouns from the game is allegedly not happening, but then a webmaster of NexusMods made it clear on their stance on mod banning, even if they didn't address the matter directly, which brings us back to the Spider-Man situation. I don't know if you all know about it, but a few years ago, there was a controversy with Spider-Man because the site had banned a mod that changed all of the LGBT flags in the game into American flags in the Spider-Man game, while one of them transformed all flags into LGBT flags was worshipped. So they are known for, banning content that they deem to be too offensive or not inclusive enough. And in this thread, this webmaster had said, our policy on this sort of content is laid out in this news post, and they very clearly are pointing to the policy that mentions their focus on diversity and inclusivity. And to top it off, they did actually lock this thread, so you can't go into this thread and ask them questions about it or ask for clarification. And this is a running theme right now with this topic. There are mods on this site that are filled with nudity and sex, which is fine in my opinion, but this is where they draw the line, wanting to remove pronouns from the game. People like this constantly say things like, oh, it's not that big of a deal and you're just overreacting. But if it's not that big of a deal and we need to get over the fact that there's pronouns in the game, then it shouldn't be a big deal if we want to remove them. You just need to get over it. I swiped my credit card, I purchased the game with my own money. If I want to download a mod that only affects me and my playthrough, that shouldn't matter. It doesn't seem like there's a mod for the pronouns yet. There's not a clear link online that leads you to a mod that removes the pronouns, but any discussion about a mod being even potentially added or being added as an option to not use the pronouns or remove them is being shut down by NexusMods and shut down by the Starfield Reddit, because if you go to the official Reddit, it seems that anyone who brings up the pronouns, again, is being shut down. Those threads are being locked and deleted. I mean, even if you go to this link, it straight up says mod to remove pronoun selection, and it has been deleted. And they deleted it because the thread had been locked by the moderators, who were like, enough is enough, you're not allowed to even discuss this anymore. That is the biggest takeaway here. Even if the mod doesn't exist, and it's not going to exist for a little while, because of course the game only just officially released, it's going to take time for mods to be made. The biggest thing you can take from this is that they are shutting down conversation over someone creating a mod now or in the future to change the pronoun system in the game. It might not be true. This might not ever exist. I highly doubt it. I definitely think that someone is going to create it, but they don't even want you discussing the situation. And what was the response to all of this? In an allegedly shared message from the support team, somebody had shared this, that where apparently NexusMods replied back with, we reserve the right to host or not host whatever content we want on our own site. We do not want to host mods that remove diversity from a video game. If that upsets you enough that you no longer want to use our site, quite frankly, your presence here will not be missed. I invite you to use your account settings page, delete account feature. They are literally telling you, if you disagree to delete your account, well, I'll do just that. I'm not afraid to. ModDB, CurseForge, Open4, there's so many different sites I could use, and that I highly recommend you take a look at those instead of this site if you want to use mods in your games. I didn't know that this was an activist site. I always thought it was just a site for game mods, but hey, I guess not, and it's one less site to support going forward. And again, they have stumbled a few times. They have made decisions, which is why a lot of people believe this situation. Like it says, they banned a mod that changed LGBT flags into American flags, yet praised a mod that transformed all flags into LGBT flags. We also had heard that they removed a mod that turned a black character in Baldur's Gate 3 white. So they are not afraid to ban content that they deem, a little bit too offensive or, that isn't supporting diversity and inclusivity. Now, because the pronoun controversy has blown up so much on social media, I think that it's important to point out that we knew that there was going to be pronoun options in the game since 2021 when Todd Howard himself said so in an interview. But to make things worse, back in 2021, even outlets like Game Rant weren't happy with what Todd said, saying they should take inclusion a step further and add things like Z, her, or Z, zer. They wanted this game to add all of these weird pronouns and, kind of promote it for games going forward, to the point where they said use AI for the game to be able to say someone's custom pronoun. So the pronoun debate has been around for a few years surrounding this game, but now you have this big divide where there's people saying it's great that there's pronoun options in the game, and other people who think that it's absolutely ridiculous. Again, if you want to mod it out of your game, you should be able to. It's your copy of a game that you purchased, a mod that you are downloading that only affects your game. That shouldn't be an issue, and that is my problem with NexusMods. They shouldn't be telling us what mods we can and can't use in our games, and it's only going to push people away from their website. I know that I personally would not be using their site going forward. I mean, this is absolutely absurd, but I should be able to download the mods that I want in my copy of this video game. This situation is blowing up right now, and again, a lot of it is rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, but it does seem that, yeah, I mean, they have a track record that definitely leans towards this being true, and it would not surprise me at all one bit if they truly did ban any Starfield mods that remove pronouns, because they are a site of activism now, not just game modding. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.